What's good guys, Tiger here, welcome to the channel. A while ago I made a video about the 10 best guns in Black Ops 4. Now that was a while ago, so I thought I would make an updated version of that. So I have got the 10 best weapons right now for you to use with class setups as well. Now I am going to be making a few restrictions. I'm not going to be talking about the Stingray or any weapons that I don't have like the Peacekeeper. Also weapons like the ballistic knife and crossbow I'm not going to be talking about, as well as snipers. So this is just regular weapons, including some DLC weapons, but no weapons that are just completely busted like the Stingray. The classes that I'm going to be giving you aren't going to be any of the operator mods, but I am considering the operator mods as I make the decision for this top 10 list. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So coming in at number 10 for me is the Swordfish. Now the class that I've gone for, I've got Quick Draw 1 and 2 with high caliber, then I've got no gear because I've been playing a lot of bare bones. I've got the frag grenade, I've got tac mask to protect me from those concussion grenades because loads of people are using concussion grenades in bare bones mosh pit right now, especially a lot of the good players. And then I've got scavenger because I want to continue to use this weapon. I have nothing in perk 2, and then I have ghost protecting me from the UAV as I don't need to protect myself from the acoustic sensor. The Swordfish is a great weapon and can do really well if you aim high. The Pentaburst operator mod really is dominant, and that really does make this weapon into the top 10 list. Without the Pentaburst, this wouldn't be a dominant weapon. This weapon wouldn't be as good, but you really can do damage, especially with high caliber. However, I think because it's a tactical rifle and it's a burst weapon, it just doesn't have that consistency compared to some of the others. Next up at number 9 is the definition of consistency, and that is the ICR. Now a lot of you would not have put the ICR on this list, but I think consistency is so underrated when considering how good guns are in Call of Duty. There is a reason why the ICR, the Maddox and the SORG are still used in competitive, and it is because of their consistency. It's how well they fare in every single gunfight. The ICR is such a beam of a weapon. There isn't a weapon I wouldn't want for a long range gunfight than the ICR. It might not deal the best damage, but with its standard class of reflex sight, grip 1 and 2 and quick draw, you really can just get so much done, and it is still a gun worth using. Yes, it doesn't take a lot of skill, but you definitely need good accuracy to master this weapon. Next up in 8th place is one of my favourite weapons in this game. It is the Switchblade, or what I like to call it, the Switchblade, because it's just beautiful. The way it fires, the way it works is awesome. Now this is a slightly varied class to my last one. I've got rapid fire 1 and 2, grip and hybrid mags. My previous class I only had rapid fire 1, and then I had quick draw for my 4th attachment. I do like to load this weapon with attachments because it really is good. Its recoil isn't even that hard to control, even with rapid fire 2. It really does do a lot of damage. Hybrid mags allows you to play aggressive and be consistent. It's just such a good weapon. Whenever I have used this weapon, I have always performed well. This weapon and me are just an amazing duo. We just work well together. The rest of my class is fairly standard with Scavenger, Gung Ho and Ghost. I just love this gun, nothing more to say, plus it looks dope with all of the camos. Next up in 7th place is a gun a lot of you would probably have higher. However, I think it's good, I just don't think it's as good as some other people think, and that is the KN57. My class is the same one as I described before with the ELO sight, hybrid mags, rapid fire and stock. Then I've got the frag grenade, scavenger, gung ho and ghost. Really good class, really good gun. That is why I am putting it 7th on this list. It's beating so many guns. Its damage is good, its fire rate is good, it has amazing attachments what really does buff it up. You can get a lot done with this gun and it is very consistent. However, there is something about this weapon that I just really can't put it any higher. The next one coming in at 6th place is definitely going to be a little bit controversial, but it is the GKS. This weapon is just amazing now. Every time I use it, I just go off. With the reflex sight, long barrel 1 and 2, and grip, you can just get so much done. I know a lot of people don't think Long Barrel 2 does anything, but it just melts. This weapon, I just love it so much. It is so consistent. You do not need grip 2. You can still melt people at long ranges. You have all the benefits of a submachine gun at close to medium ranges, and then you just have godlike accuracy at those long ranges. It is such a versatile weapon. It is such a different weapon to the ICR. Yes, they are both quite similar, but there are so many different scenarios in which you'd want the GKS over the ICR and the ICR over the GKS. I think they're both weapons, and like I said earlier, consistency is underrated. You want consistent weapons that you are going to do well with every single game. Next up is everyone's favourite submachine gun. It is the Sorg 9mm. My class is a competitive player's nightmare with stock 1 and 2, quick draw and grip. You know I don't care about what they think. Then I've got Tactical Mask, Gung Ho and Ghost. The Sorg to me is just such a consistent weapon. It is so good, amazing at long ranges, but the reason why you want to use the Sorg is of course because of the movement speed and strafing speed you get with this. You really can dodge so many shots, really put the enemy player off. This is why it is such a good weapon, because if a good player is using it and they know how to throw the best jukes and strafe in the best way possible, you really can just be an absolute monster with this weapon at close to medium to long range. Next up on the list, coming in at 4th place, is a weapon that shot up in my list because it's just so good right now, and that is the Spitfire. I've got quick draw, stock and fast mags with the frag grenade, scavenger, gung ho and ghost. This is just a solid gun and the recoil is so easy to control. The wildfire operator mod is also a beast. I just love this gun. My first time I used it, I ended up going on a 21 to 22 kill streak. It just really is very, very good. The recoil really isn't that bad. There is a reason why so many tryhards are using the Spitfire at the moment, and it's because you just have such dominance at those close ranges. You really can play aggressive and just beat most weapons at those close distances. The Spitfire is just a beast. It's just a bully. It bullies everyone at those close ranges. You have so much mobility, especially with the stock and the quick draw. The fast mags just keeps you going. Its attachments really do help you achieve what you want with this class. Next up is the best assault rifle in the game, the weapon we've been using throughout Black Ops 4. It is the Maddox. I'm not going to talk much about this weapon. You've got the ELO sight, quick draw, 1 and 2 and stock, very, very standard. Flak jacket and tactical mask so I'm not dying, and then ghost. The Maddox is just so consistent, and like I said in my previous video, if you put the time in to practice its recoil, you really will reap the benefits of how good this weapon is. Its recoil can be controlled. If you are struggling, I consider turning down your sensitivity, maybe your ADS sensitivity, so you can control this weapon, because once you learn it, it's just going to be so good for you, I promise. Okay, coming in at number 2 will definitely be a shock to a lot of you, and that is the Hades. I really do rate this weapon. I honestly believe it is underrated. Don't get me wrong, everyone knows it's strong, especially its operator mod, the crossbar operator mod. It's just so good. However, people are still sleeping on it. Not many people are using it. Its class is perfect with the reflex sight, rapid fire, hybrid mags, laser sight. Then I've got the frag grenade, scavenger, gung ho and ghost. You can just get so much work done, and there are so many good things about this LMG. You've got rapid fire, what increases the fire rate, what is a big problem with LMGs. Its reload speed is fast anyway, but with hybrid mags, what is one of the best attachments of all time, having fast mags and extended mags into one attachment is just dominant, just makes the reload speed the same as any assault rifle. And then its recoil is actually what I love most about it. Its recoil is so good. Its natural recoil allows you to hit those headshots. Plus, this is such an easy weapon to burst fire, 1 or 2 shots at a time. You will literally have 0 recoil, and you can just take anyone off at any range. You can just take anyone off a head glitch, I promise you. If you just burst fire this weapon, 1 to 2 shots, there is nothing that this weapon can't achieve. It is amazing at every single range because its hip fire spread is so tight. The Hades is just so slept on. I cannot say it enough. More people need to be using the Hades. Well, actually, I hope people don't use it because it's so good and not many people are using it. But you know what I mean. If you want the advantage against your opposition, please use the Hades because it is just so good. Okay, so coming in the number 1 spot is a weapon that is on the borderline of being blacklisted by myself. Is a weapon that I have refused to use in the past. However, I have been using it a little bit more now, and that is the Damon. The Damon is just so good. It is broken at the moment. It needs nerfing. With the class of no sight, high caliber 1 and 2, rapid fire and hybrid mags, you just know that those attachments are disgusting. If you put high caliber 1 and 2, rapid fire and hybrid mags on any weapon, it is going to be disgusting, but the Damon is already so good. Its recoil is non-existent at long ranges. You don't even need a sight anymore. I used to believe that you needed a sight, but you really don't if you get used to the iron sights. Scavenger, Gung-Ho and Ghost, very standard. This weapon just deals way too much damage at every single range. I have to be honest, I don't recommend you use this gun because it's just so annoying, but it is 100% the best weapon in this game consistently. It is a very consistent gun that can just melt people. It really is disgusting at what it can do if you hit those players in the head or in the chest. It really does melt. But anyway guys, that is it for today's video. That is all 10 of the best weapons that you can use right now with the class setups that I recommend. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, consider subscribing and turning on notifications to stay updated on all my latest content. But that's all from me. Take care and I'll see you in the next video.